Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Learning Electronics. In this lecture, we are going to do the derivations of design parameters of Chuk converter. In the part number 1 and 2 of Chuk converter, we have covered the output waveforms and need of Chuk converter. If you want to see those videos, you can check it in the channel playlist. So before starting this video, please subscribe my channel and also press the bell icon so that you can get more updated videos from here. Now let us see what are the derivations we are going to do in this lecture. First one is average output voltage V0. Then second one is average supply current Is. Then third one is ripple in inductor current, that is ripple in inductor 1 current and ripple in inductor 2 current. Then we are going to do the derivation of ripple in capacitor 1 voltage. Then ripple in load voltage or ripple in capacitor 2 voltage, and lastly we are going to do the derivation of critical inductance of L1 and L2 and critical capacitance of C2 and C1. First we are going to derive the average output voltage V0. During on period of the switch, that is from time 0 to dt, this switch S will be on and diode D will be in the off condition. During the on period of the switch, L1 inductor stores energy and C1, which was initially charged with voltage of plus V0, discharges its energy to capacitor C2 and L2. This is the circuit diagram of Chuk converter during on period of the switch. Now if we apply KVL in the input loop, let the voltage across the inductor 1 will be VL1. So when we apply KVL here, we will get Vs minus VL1 is equal to 0. From this equation we will get Vs is equal to VL1. Now we know the formula of VL1. VL1 will be equal to L1 into DIL1 by dt, where IL1 is the current through this inductor L1. Now from this equation we will get Vs into dt is equal to L1 into DIL1. Now because we are taking the on period of the switch, we are taking the on period is equal to T1. So we'll integrate this from 0 to T1. So Vs into integration from 0 to T1 dt is equal to L1. When this L1 inductor is storing the energy, the current through the inductor will increase from IL1 minimum to IL1 maximum. So we'll put these limits here. After integration, we will get Vs into T1 is equal to L1 into IL1 maximum minus IL1 minimum. This IL1 maximum minus IL1 minimum will be equal to del IL1. Okay, so this type of equation we are getting. From this equation, we will take out two equations. First one is T1 is equal to L1 into del IL1 divided by Vs. This is equation number 1. And equation number 2 is del IL1 is equal to Vs into T1 divided by L1. This is equation number 2. Now taking this circuit, we will apply KVL in the output loop. So when we apply KVL in this output loop, what we will get? V0 minus VL2 plus VC1 is equal to 0. This is the equation we are getting. From this equation we will get VC1 plus V0 is equal to VL2. Again VL2 will be equal to L2 DIL2 by dt. Now this equation can be written like this. Now we will integrate this equation. Again we will take the integration limit for dt 0 to T1 because we are considering on period of the switch, and IL2 will increase from IL2 minimum to IL2 maximum because in this state this L2 is also charging. Now after integration we will get VC1 plus V0 into T1 is equal to L2 into IL2 maximum minus IL2 minimum. This equation will be equal to del IL2. So this type of equation we will get. Now from this equation we will take out two equations again. T1 is equal to L2 del IL2 divided by VC1 plus V0. This is equation number 3, and from this equation del IL2 will be equal to VC1 plus V0 into T1 divided by L2. This is equation number 4. Now we'll take off period of the switch. During off period of the switch, as switch will be in the off condition and diode D will be in the on condition, the L2 which was previously charged in the on period of the switch will give its energy to the load, and L1 will also give the energy to capacitor C1. This is the circuit diagram during the off period of the switch. Switch S will act as open circuit and diode D will act as short circuit. Now again we will apply KVL in the input loop. We will get Vs minus of VL1, this is VL1, and minus of VC1, this is VC1. So we will get Vs minus VL1 minus VC1 is equal to 0. From this equation we will get VL1 is equal to Vs minus VC1. Again we know that VL1 is equal to L1 DIL1 by dt. So during the off period of the switch, what happens? The inductor L1 is releasing its energy. Therefore, the inductor 1 current will decrease from IL maximum to IL minimum. So, our limit will change here for DIL1, that is from IL1 maximum to IL1 minimum. We are taking the off period of the switch. So, we are taking off period is equal to T2 here. So, we will put the limit for dt 0 to T2. Again, after integrating and putting the limits, we will get this type of equation: L1 into IL1 minimum minus IL1 maximum is equal to Vs minus Vc1 into T2. IL1 maximum minus IL1 minimum is equal to del IL1. But here the limit has changed, therefore IL1 minimum minus IL1 maximum will be equal to minus of del IL1 we will get. So from this equation we will get minus of L1 into del I1 is equal to Vs minus Vc1 into T2. From this equation again we take out two equations. For T2 we have minus of L1 into del IL1 divided by Vs minus Vc1. This is equation number 5. And from this equation we will get del IL1 is equal to minus of Vs minus Vc1 into T2 divided by L1. This is equation number 6. We have found out two del IL1 values. So we will equate del IL1 values from equation 2 and equation number 6. So we will get this type of equation here. Now here this L1 and this L1 get cancelled out and we will get T1 into Vs is equal to minus of Vs minus Vc1 into T2. Now we will put T1 is equal to dt because it is on period. T2 is equal to off period, therefore it will be equal to 1 minus d into t. When we put these values here, we will get this type of equation. From this equation, we will get Vc1 is equal to 1 minus d into Vs. So from here, Vc1 will be equal to Vs upon 1 minus d. Let this be equation number 7. Again, we will apply KVL in the output loop. This is the output loop. What we will get? VL2 minus V0 is equal to 0. Because this L2 inductor is imparting its energy to the load. So from here we will get VL2 is equal to V0. Again L2 into DIL2 divided by dt is equal to V0 we will get. Again we will write this equation like this. We are putting the limits again from IL2 maximum to IL2 minimum because our inductor L2 again releasing its energy to the load. So the current will decrease from maximum value to minimum value. After putting the limits we will get this type of equation: L2 into IL2 minimum minus IL2 maximum is equal to output voltage V0 into T2. From here we will get this type of equation. This IL2 minimum minus IL2 maximum will be equal to minus of del IL2. So from this equation we find out two equations. T2 is equal to minus of L2 del IL2 divided by V0 and del IL2 is equal to minus of V0 into T2 divided by L2. This is equation number 8 and this is equation number 9. Now from this equation we can find out output voltage equation. V0 is equal to minus of L2 into del IL2 divided by T2. Let this be equation number 10. Now we will equate the values of del IL2 from equation number 4 and 9. We will get this type of equation. Again in this equation we will put T1 is equal to dt and T2 is equal to 1 minus d into t. So after putting the values we will get this type of equation. This t and this t get cancel out and we will get Vc1 into d plus V0 into d is equal to minus V0 plus V0 into d. This V0 into d and this V0 into d will be cancel out and we will get Vc1 is equal to minus of V0 divided by d. Let this be equation number 11. Now from equation number 7 put Vc1 is equal to Vs upon 1 minus d. Now we will equate this Vc1 value and this Vc1 value. We will get Vs upon 1 minus d is equal to minus of V0 upon d. So from here we will get the final average output voltage equation for the Chuk converter, which is equal to minus of d divided by 1 minus d into Vs. Let this be equation number 12. In the circuit diagram we have shown this output voltage of Chuk converter to be positive, that is plus on the upper point and minus on the lower point. But since we are getting negative sign here, that means the polarity we have assumed is not correct. The polarity will be opposite, that is minus on the upper point and positive on the lower point. So this polarity of the output voltage will be correct because here we are getting negative equation of output voltage. Okay, that means in the Chuk converter we are getting output voltage inverted with respect to input voltage, similar to buck boost converter. Next derivation is average source current IS. By power balance equation we know that if the system is lossless, that means there is no losses in the switches or any components, then we will get input power is equal to output power. Input power can be written as Vs into Is and output power can be written as minus of V0 into I0. Here we are taking minus because we are getting the equation of output voltage negative and power cannot be negative, therefore here we are introducing negative sign because of this negative equation of V0 here. So Vs into Is will be equal to, when we put V0 equation, we will get minus of d divided by 1 minus d into Vs into I0. This will become plus here, so Vs into Is is equal to plus d upon 1 minus d Vs into I0. From here we will get average source current Is is equal to d upon 1 minus d into I0. This is equation number 13. Next derivation is ripple in inductor 1 current, that is represented by del IL1. We know that the total time period will be equal to on period plus off period, that is T1 plus T2. Now we will put T1 equation from equation number 1 and T2 equation from equation number 5. We will get this type of equation. We will take out common L1 del IL1 divided by Vs from here. So we'll get this type of equation. Now we know that Vc1 is equal to Vs upon 1 minus d. We'll put this equation here. We will get this type of equation. So after solving, we are getting T is equal to L1 into del IL1 divided by Vs into 1 by d. Now we can put total time period T is equal to 1 upon frequency. So we'll get this type of equation. From here we will get del IL1 is equal to d into Vs divided by F into L1. Let this be equation number 14. This equation is the ripple in inductor 1 current del IL1 we are getting. Next derivation is ripple in inductor 2 current del IL2. So for del IL2 we again take this equation, total time period is equal to on period plus off period. Okay, now we will put T1 from equation number 3 and T2 from equation number 8. After putting the values of T1 and T2 from equation number 3 and 8, we will get this type of equation. Again we will take common L2 into del IL2 from this equation, we will get this type of equation. This minus V0 and this plus V0 can be cancelled out and we will get this type of equation. Now in this equation we will put Vc1 is equal to minus of V0 into d. So we will get this type of equation. We are getting in the numerator and denominator we have Vc1. So we will get this type of equation. After solving this type of equation, we are getting total time period will be equal to L2 into del L2 into minus of 1 upon V0 into 1 minus d we are getting. In this equation we will put output voltage equation minus of d divided by 1 minus d into Vs. We will get this type of equation. After solving, we will get this type of equation. Now we will put again T is equal to 1 by F. We will get 1 by F into L2 into del L2 divided by D into Vs. From here we will get del L2 is equal to D into Vs divided by F into L2. Let this be equation number 15. So this is the final equation of ripple in inductor 2 voltage del IL2 we are getting. Next derivation is ripple in capacitor 1 voltage, which is represented by del Vc1. We will take off period of the switch for derivation. So during the off period of the switch, let us take this circuit diagram. Here you can see the capacitor 1 current is moving in this direction and inductor 1 current is moving in this direction. It is equal to the source current Is. Both these currents are opposite in direction to each other, but if we take the average value, then the capacitor 1 current average value will be equal to inductor 1 current IL1, which is equal to source current Is. Now we will find out the ripple in capacitor 1 voltage or change in capacitor 1 voltage del Vc1, which is equal to, by formula 1 upon C, integration from 0 to t, because we are taking off period of the switch and it is equal to T2 we have taken. Then we will put this value IL1 dt. This IL1 is equal to Is, so we can write this equation like this. Now after integration we will get del Vc1 is equal to Is upon C1 into T2. Let this be equation number A. Now we will put T2 is equal to minus of dVs divided by F into Vs minus Vc1 from the previous derivation. This is the equation of T2. Now in this equation we will put Vc1 is equal to Vs upon 1 minus d. Okay, we will get this type of equation for T2. Here this plus 1 and this minus 1 will be cancelled out and this minus d will be cancelled out, this numerator minus d. Okay, so we will get T2 is equal to 1 minus d divided by F. Now we will put this T2 equation in this equation. So after putting, we will get del Vc1 is equal to Is upon C1 into 1 minus D divided by F. So we'll get ripple in capacitor 1 voltage del Vc1 is equal to Is into 1 minus D divided by Fc1. This is equation number 16. So this is the final equation for ripple in capacitor 1 voltage del Vc1. Next derivation is ripple in capacitor 2 voltage del Vc2. Okay, for this we will take again off period of the switch. That means during the off period, this is the circuit diagram of Chuk converter. So if we apply KCL at this output node, at this node number 1, what we will get? We will get IC2 plus I0 is equal to inductor 2 current IL2. Okay, if we consider load current I0 is constant, so change of capacitor 2 current del IC2 will be equal to change of inductor 2 current del IL2. If this I0 is constant, let this be equation number B. Now here you can see this is the output waveform for the capacitor 2 current IC2. So we know that amount of charge stored should be equal to the amount of charge released for the capacitor. This waveform can be drawn like this. That means this will be the charge stored and this will be the charge released by the capacitor 2. So if we find out the area of this triangle, then we can find out the total charge stored. So we will apply the area of triangle, which is equal to half into base into height. So del Q will be equal to half into base will be equal to T by 2, because this total time period from here to here is capital T. If we see in this diagram, it will be equal to 0 to T here. So we are drawing this waveform like this. So half of this total time period will be T by 2. So half into base will be, this is our T by 2 here. So T by 2 into, if we are taking total change of this capacitor current del IC2, so half of this value will be del IC2 by 2. Okay, so this equation we are getting here. Now we will take this formula del Q is equal to C2 into del Vc2. Now we will put this equation here, we will get this type of equation. Now from here we will get T by 8 into del IC2 is equal to C2 into del Vc2. From here del Vc2 will be equal to T by 8 into C2 into del IC2. From the previous equation number B, we have seen that change in capacitor 2 current is equal to change in inductor 2 current. We will put del IC2 is equal to del IL2 here. We will get this type of equation. Now we will put del IL2 equation from equation number 15, which is equal to D into Vs divided by F into L2. So we will get this type of equation. Again we will put capital T is equal to 1 upon F. So we will get this type of equation. From here we will get del Vc2 is equal to D into Vs divided by 8F square L2 into C2. Let this be equation number 17. This is the final equation of ripple in capacitor 2 voltage del Vc2 we are getting. Next we are going to derive the critical inductance and critical capacitance. So before that we have to see the definition of critical inductance and critical capacitance. What is critical inductance? The value of the inductor below which the inductor current becomes discontinuous, and above this value the inductor current will be continuous. That type of inductance value is called as critical inductance and it is represented by LC. And what is critical capacitance? The value of capacitance below which the capacitor voltage becomes discontinuous, and above this value the capacitor voltage becomes continuous in nature. That type of capacitance value is called as critical capacitance. Now we will derive the critical capacitance values for the Chuk converter. First we will take for L1. Critical capacitance for L1 is represented by LC1. From the waveform we can see that the change in inductor 1 current del IL1 will be equal to 2 into IL1. This IL1 is the average value for the inductor current. So in this equation we will put del IL1 equation, we will get D into Vs divided by FL1 is equal to 2 IL1. In the circuit diagram we have seen that the IL1 current is equal to source current. So we will put IL1 is equal to Is in this equation, and therefore IL1 will be equal to D into I0 divided by 1 minus D, because Is is equal to D into I0 divided by 1 minus D we have already derived. Now we will put this equation here. We will get D into Vs divided by FL1 equal to 2 into D into I0 divided by 1 minus D. Now we will put load current is equal to output voltage V0 divided by R. We will get this type of equation. Now we will put output voltage is equal to plus D upon 1 minus D into Vs. Why we are taking plus sign here for output voltage? Because the inductance or capacitance value cannot be negative. So we are taking positive value for output voltage here. We'll get D into Vs divided by FL1 is equal to 2 into D divided by 1 minus D into R into D upon 1 minus D into Vs. Okay, this output voltage equation should be taken positive because the component values cannot be negative here. After solving, we will get this type of equation. From here we will get the critical capacitance for L1, LC1 is equal to 1 minus D whole square into R divided by 2dF. This is equation number 18 and this is the final equation for critical capacitance LC1. Next is critical capacitance for L2, that is LC2. For this we will take del IL2 is equal to 2 into IL2. Okay, same equation we are taking for L2 also. Again we will keep del IL2 equation here, D into Vs divided by F into L2 is equal to 2 into IL2. Okay, so average value of the inductor 2 current will be equal to the load current I0. From the waveform we can see this. So we will put IL2 is equal to I0 here, we will get this type of equation. Again we will put I0 is equal to V0 by R, we will get this type of equation. Again we will put output voltage is equal to plus D divided by 1 minus D into Vs. So we are getting this type of equation. After solving we will get LC2 is equal to L2 is equal to 1 minus D into R divided by 2F. This is the final equation for critical inductance for L2, which is LC2, and let this be equation number 19. Next is critical capacitance for C1, which is represented by CC1. For this we will take this equation del VC1, that is change in capacitor 1 voltage or ripple in capacitor 1 voltage will be equal to 2 into V0, because we have initially assumed that this capacitor 1 is holding the charge of plus V0. Okay, so total change will be equal to 2 V0 here. Now this V0 can be written as I0 into R, and we will put this equation of del VC1 here. We will get Is into 1 minus D divided by FC1 is equal to 2 into I0 into R. Again we will put I0 equation from the source current equation. We will get I0 into Is into 1 minus D divided by D. When we put this equation here, we will get this type of equation. After solving, we will get critical capacitance CC1 for C1 is equal to D upon 2F into R. Let this be equation number 20. Last derivation is critical capacitance CC2 for capacitor C2. Again we will take this equation del VC2, that is change in capacitor 2 voltage is equal to 2 into V0, because the capacitor 2 is connected across the load. So total change of capacitor 2 voltage will be equal to 2 V0 here. Okay, again V0 equation we are putting here, and del VC2 equation we are putting here. We are getting this type of equation. After solving we are getting this type of equation. Now final C2 equation we are getting 1 minus D divided by 16 F square into L2. Now we will put the critical capacitance value LC2, which is equal to 1 minus D into R divided by 2F in this equation. So we'll get this type of equation. So here what we are cancelling out, this frequency F and this F is cancel out here. This 1 minus D cancel out, and this 2 with cancel out, and here we will get 8 here. So final equation of critical capacitance for capacitor 2 will be equal to 1 upon 8 into FR. This is equation number 21 we are putting here. So these are the design parameter derivation for the Chuk converter. Hope you have understood the topic. Thank you very much for watching, and please do subscribe my channel for more updates.